They called her Zari, the maid who scrubbed marble floors that never stayed clean enough for Madame Chepkoch's sharp tongue, the girl who carried dirty secrets in laundry baskets while her own heart was too heavy to lift, the girl no one bothered to look at twice, because who would ever imagine that behind those faded uniforms and cracked hands slept the bloodline of a forgotten royal clan. By day she polished brass chandeliers and dusted portraits of people who looked down on her, as if she were less than the dust she swept away. By night, she sat alone in the tiny servants' quarters, clutching a single treasure, a tiny pendant shaped like a bird with a forked tail, carved by her mother before she vanished into the hills to protect a truth no one was ready to hear. This pendant was the mark of her people, a symbol that whispered of land stolen long ago when Zari's ancestors were forced to sign away their birthright at gunpoint. Madame Chepkoch mocked her endlessly, calling her worthless, lazy, a stray without a name or future, never guessing that the ground under her perfect garden, her shining cars, her sprawling house, was never truly hers. Each insult and slap was a test Zari accepted in silence, because in hidden letters from a coastal lawyer, hope was alive. The elders of her mother's village had never forgotten. They had searched for her for years, and now the courts were ready to hear the truth, that the maid in rags was the rightful heir to every brick in that grand mansion. When the court date arrived, Zari slipped out before sunrise in her old coat, her pendant pressed to her chest like armor. Madame Chepkoch laughed when she noticed Zari's absence. She thought the worthless maid had run away for good. But by sunset, Zari returned, not through the servants' gate but the front door, escorted by lawyers and officials carrying documents older than Chepkoch's entire bloodline. The house fell silent when Zari's voice, soft but unshakable, broke the hush. "Pack your things." For the first time, she lifted her chin and let her bare feet touch the marble floors she had once crawled across on her knees. She felt the land breathe under her soles, as her people had done before greed stole it away. The same neighbors who had looked down on her now stared from behind iron gates, whispering about the maid who rose to be queen of the very street that once spat her out. When they asked her how she survived the insults, the pain, the endless orders, she simply touched her fork-tail pendant and said, "The bird with the forked tail never flies straight. It dips, it hides, it waits for the right wind." And now, the wind was hers.